ribs are as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, feel the weight of the tailbone pressing down in the direction of the floor. So we're moving back in space. Breathe in. And then slowly release it out. So really focusing on that shift of weight, moving back into the lower ribs, and then bringing the weight down in towards the tailbone area. So we're going to take 3 more of these, rock it back. Slowly return back to the center. And 1 more, rock it back. And slowly return back to your center. Excellent. From here, we're going to take our arms up towards the sky with the palms facing each other. So imagine we're holding onto a brick or a ball. And then we're going to draw our heels closer to our thighs than we normally would. Now we're going to pick our hips up and just reach that ball back over our eye gaze. And now drop your hips right back down and bring the ball back in line with the eyes. So we're shifting it behind the eye gaze, picking the hips up, and then we're dropping everything back down. So lift to pick up as we exhale, and inhale, drop it down. Picking up, squeezing the butt as we pick up, and drop the pelvis down. We're going to do 3 more of these. So just engaging on the lift and lower, so we're not peeling the spine here, we're just picking the spine up. 2, and drop down. 1 more, pick it up, and drop it back down. Lowering your hands to the floor. Draw your right knee in, your left knee in, and just rock your knees from side to side. So there's an opening in through your back of your pelvis. From there, we're going to roll over onto our side. We're going to bring our bottom arm to support our head. We reach the arm out in front of us. Then we breathe in, take the hand to the sky. Exhale, reach the arm over your head and circle it round so it comes back to start position. So we inhale, exhale, circle. Breathe in and circle. 2 more. 1 more. Circle round. Getting ready, reverse direction. Inhale up. Exhale, round and down. Breathe in, reach to the top of the mat, and exhale, circle it round and down. Breathing in. Exhale. 2 more. 1 more. Circle round and down. Finish with your arm coming over your head in line with your ear. Extend your top leg. Reach the top leg behind you. Lower the top leg down in the direction of the floor behind you. Maybe it touches the floor. Maybe it's hanging in space. Mine is hanging in space at the moment. Then reach that arm on the diagonal to the top corner of your mat and walk your fingers away from you. Reach your heel, your top leg, your heel down away to the bottom corner of the mat. So I'm in my left top corner and my right bottom corner of my mat. I'm reaching in those points. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. 1 more, breathe in. And exhale. Slowly bring everything back through to your center. Lift yourself up and switch to the opposite side. Knees are bent. Head is supported. Arm reaches out. We inhale. Exhale, circle round and through center. Breathe in. like this. Inhale. Exhale, circle it round. Now reverse, breathe in, arm in line with the ear, and exhale up to the sky and out in front. Inhale. Exhale, circle round. Gently drawing the tummy in, keeping your knees stacked one on top of the other to keep the pelvis nice and neutral. Last one, breathe in. Exhale, circling out. Now inhale, finish with the arm up over the ear. Extend your bottom leg. Reach it back behind you. Let it drop. If it can touch the floor, fine. Now take your hand out to the top corner of your mat. Walk that hand away. Reach your bottom heel long. Breathing for 3. And 2. And one more, breathe in. And exhaling out, sliding the knee and drawing your hand in towards your center. Turning over onto all fours now. We're going to come into our square box position between the heels and the knees. We're walking our hands, 2 hand spaces out in front, mobilizing our hip, shoulders, wrists and elbows. We're going to shift the body weight forward so the eye gaze is over your fingertips. Then we drop your bum back on an exhale. Inhale, dragging your hands back to your knees, shifting forward. Exhale, pressing along, opening up your armpits. Breathing in, deliberate movement, shifting the weight forward. And then exhale, sending the weight back. Filling up those lungs with air as we breathe in. Exhale. 3 more like that. Two more. And last one. Inhale. And drop back in towards the heels. Walk your hands in a little bit closer so we can come back to our square box position. We're pressing the tailbone out so we've got space in the low back here. We're going to draw our belly in as we arc the back up. Eye gaze looks between the knees. And then we press our tailbone out to look at our eyes looking to the top of the mat. Exhale, articulating through the vertebrae, tucking your tailbone under. The head is the last drop. As we come out, we press our tailbone out, lengthen through the lumbar spine, the mid spine, the thoracic spine, cervical spine. Eye gaze looks to the top of the mat. Tucking the tailbone under, arching, head drops, look back between the knees. Then we press that tailbone out as we inhale. We're going to do 4 more of these. Exhale, deliberately looking for that curve through the spine. Inhale, waving through the spinal cord to come to neutral. Drawing back in again. 3 more. Inhale long. 2. Breathing in. And last one, guys. Exhale, curl it through. And inhale, press the tailbone long. Come down onto your side. Take your bottom hand, support your head. Bend both knees again. This time straighten out your top leg. We're going to inhale, sweep that leg out in front of us. And then exhale, point the toe and reach it back in space so you open up your front hip. Breathe in to stretch through the back of your thigh, side leg kick, and exhale to extend and work into the butt muscles. Breathing. And exhale. So we're really focusing on slow movement tonight. Really bringing our attention very much towards the breath. So just looking to align the breath with our deliberate movement, supporting energy in the body. There's a lot of screen fatigue at the moment, and I know you're watching this through a screen. I'm hearing a lot of people saying they're pretty exhausted with work, and there's a lot of late nights going on, and routine is starting to kind of fall by the wayside. It's very easy to keep working when you're on your screens at home. So this is really just kind of an energy builder tonight. I put on the Facebook page a yin class, which is more of a relaxed, slow form of movement. And that's just to really rebuild our focus and our energy. So let's do one more of these. Breathing in to come forward. And then exhale to reach that leg back in space. Now we're going to hold that leg here. So it's gone back a little bit further than our normal aligned leg, which will be underneath our hip. So it's behind our hip. You're going to bend that knee now. So the sole of the foot is facing the wall behind you. We're going to do a small press back and then come back to center. So I'm pressing back about an inch to the wall and then back to center. And I'll turn around to show you what that looks like. So it's quite a small movement, but we're working into the butt. So I'm pressing back and center, pressing back and center. And I'll show you from this angle as well. So pressing and releasing. So that's how much we're moving back in space. So we're opening more into our hip, but we're asking more of our butt as we press back into that glute extension. So we're going to go for another 5. Exhale back. Inhale center. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Now you're going to bring that knee forward. Lift it up as if you're drawing a circle with your kneecap, and you're going to bring the knees together, but you don't quite touch them together. Knee forward, up, circle round so it's parallel to the other knee. So we inhale forward, up and circle, bring it in line with the other knee. Inhale, exhale. So think about hip circles lying on your side, mobility through the hip socket. We're going to do 1 more and then reverse the direction. Breathe in, exhale, circle so the knees are parallel. Now reverse your circle. So you inhale up and around, exhale, circle and down. And usually you'll find one direction of the circle is more comfortable for the hip, and circle round. And that's just because we tend to have a bias in how we use our body. We're going to do 3 more of these. 3, 2, and 1 more. Relaxing the leg down. Turn onto your back. Remember the leg that you just worked. So roll onto your back. The leg you just worked, you're going to cross that leg onto your opposite knee, and then you're going to loop that opposite thigh. In my case, my right leg was that I work, so my left thigh is the one I'm holding onto. And I'm stretching into my right hip now. Just breathing in and out into that. If you feel that you need to get a stronger stretch, if you lean to the left, if it's your right leg that's crossed, you'll notice that will start to get in deeper into the fibers of glute max. If you need a lesser stretch, leave the foot on the floor and press the inside of the knee down in the direction of the bottom corner of your mat. We'll take 3 more breaths. Breathe in. And really promoting a sense of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Gratitude for the floor that's below you, taking the weight of your body. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. And exhale. And 1 more. Breathe in. And exhale. And we're going to do do side leg kick in the other side, you can just literally turn over if you want. I'm going to flip to the end of the mat so you can see me. So we have both of our knees bent, and then we're going to extend the top leg. We're going to reach it forward as we breathe in, and then exhale, sweep it back. Coming forward, toes are moving in the direction of your nose, and then we're pressing back with the heels. We're going about 2 inches past that alignment of hip. Stretching the hamstring as we inhale, and how far you come forward depends on your hamstring flexibility. So some of you that are tight in the hamstrings may only come here, and that's fine. That's where you're at. That's where your body's at. So you just move to where you feel you're getting a stretch, but it's a comfortable stretch. So you're not forcing the body. The hips are staying nice and quiet. The pelvis stays nice and quiet. You just have the hip socket coming forward, closing, and then the hip socket opens as it extends back in space. So if you feel that your pelvis is rocking forward and back, or you're kind of shifting your weight forward and back into this support hand, then you're moving your leg in too big a range. So make the range of motion smaller. So don't kick so far, so high. So let's do 4 more. Breathe in. Exhale, really trying to ask the butt to work to extend the leg back. Two more. And last one, breathing in. And exhale, reach it back in space. Now stay here, bend that knee, just like we did the last time, and press back an inch or 2, and slowly release the knee in line with the hip. Now pressing back and drawing in. And as we press back, you want to be mindful that you're not arching your back when you press back. So that might mean you only press back an inch, not 2 inches. If the back has to arch to get to 2 inches with the leg, then that's not going to help you. So you need to keep the neutral, keep the tummy engaging as you press the sole of the foot back and back to center. So it's an exhale and an inhale. And pressing. So let's go for another 4, 3, 2, come on, we're nearly there. Last one. Now we're going to do our circles. So we draw the knee in the direction of the nose, and then we circle it around, bringing it down so the knees are parallel. And then we come forward again. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in and circling. And you might feel that your glute is working still a little bit here. 2 more. And we'll change direction after this next one. Breathing in. Exhale, circle around. Pausing here. Now we're going to inhale and exhale, sweep it so the knees are back in line again. Inhale up and exhale, circle. Breathing in and circling. So again, really trying to keep this weight through the upper body consistent from start to finish. 2 more. And circle. And last one. And circle around. Excellent. Okay, from here turn. So I worked my left leg. So I'm going to lie my back, cross my left leg onto my right. And then I lift my right leg towards me. So I get that stretch into that glute area, or if I want to reduce the stretch, we keep the foot on the floor. So we'll breathe in and out, letting the weight of the body rest. Maybe we want to intensify the stretch, and if you have your left leg crossed, lean to the right or vice versa. And just breathe in and out, really trying to let the head and the jaw relax as much as you can. And we'll take 1 more breath, breathing in And exhale, releasing. Now slowly removing the leg off the knee, and we're going to take our flex band. So take your flex band. If you don't have a flex band, a scarf won't work for this, so just don't use a band. I'll show you your options. So you're going to have it around the soles of the feet, and if it's long enough, you pin your elbows by your side, you come to tabletop. If you've no band, just come to tabletop as normal. Then we're going to press our legs out long on the diagonal, and then we breathe in to bring them back to tabletop position again. So with the band, you'll notice that you can be lower with the legs than if you don't have the band. If you don't have the band, more than likely you're going to be pressing up to where the wall and the ceiling meets, because the band is giving us some support against the weight of our legs. And if you have the band, you could probably aim for the middle of the wall there. So as you press out, be mindful that you're still in neutral, so you've got the space in the low back. We use the exhale to press long, and the inhale to come to our center. Press it out, and back through. We're going for 5, and 4. Really keeping the knees pressed towards each other as if there's a zipper connecting them. Come for 3, 2, and 1 more. Press the legs out nice and long. Now bring the band to meet in the center, and you're going to slowly walk your hands up your band. Your legs will lower to lift yourself up into a long teaser position. Take a breath in there, and then exhale, lower yourself down the band. So you can do a few of those. If you don't have the band, you're going to have your hands on the back of your thighs. Walk yourself up the back of your thighs. Take an inhale breath, and then exhale, lower yourself down your thighs. So we breathe in, exhale, walking up your band until you feel you're on that kind of totter point in the tailbone. Breathe in, and then slowly lower down your band, and the legs lift almost vertical. So we're lifting up as we exhale. Breathe in, open up collarbones, and exhale, lowering down. We'll do 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale, lowering the legs to lift you up. Inhale, open up the breastbone, and exhale, lower down. 1 more, breathing in. Exhale, lift your eyes. Breathe in, and lower everything back to the floor. Excellent. Okay, take 1 foot out of the band. Keep 1 leg in the band. You could use a scarf for this if you want to. And just pull your toes in the direction of your nose, feeling the stretch in the back of your thigh. And then almost straight away, shift the leg out to the side. Feel the stretch in the inner thigh. And then slowly come back to the center. Bring the toes in direction of the nose for about a quick 3-second stretch in the hamstring. And then shift out to the side for a 3-second stretch in the inner thigh. Shifting center, toes in the direction of the nose. And remember, you're doing you, so if your stretch is down here, that's where it is. And then bring it out in the direction of the side. Inner thigh stretch for 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Pulling in the direction of the nose to feel the back of the thigh open. And last time, reach it out to the side for 3, 2, 1. And gently come back into the center. Let's switch sides, other side. So we guide the leg to where we feel the back of the thigh stretching, and then we shift it out for inner thigh. Back to the middle, hamstring. So you need to pull your reins in the direction of your shoulders here when you're looking for hamstring. And then when you're going out to the side, the weight of the leg is enough to feel that stretch in the inner groin. And when we come to the center, deliberately ask a little bit of the leg here. And reaching to side. Breathing in. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, side. Exhale, stretch. One more. Come to center, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale, side. And exhale. And back into the middle. Excellent. Okay, from there, pop your band to the side, 2 hands behind the back of your thighs, and rock yourself forward. We're going to turn over back onto all fours again. So we're going to come into, you can have your fists if it's more comfortable for your wrists than that high five position. We're going to tuck our toes underneath us, and we're going to lift our hips up. So we press back into this inverted V, but we're keeping our knees fairly bent. And then we're going to shift our weight forward so that the head is in line with your hands, but you have your bum quite high. So we drop back with our hips, and then we shift forward with our head. So we're going to do that one more time. Drop back with the hips, shift forward with your head. Now rest your knees to the floor, drop your bum back to your heels. That's the modified version. So if you feel you want to protect your wrists or your shoulder joint, you're going to work with the modified version. If you feel that's too strong for you, you could lie on your back and do a bridge where you peel the spine up and down. Otherwise, moving out of the modified position, we're going to tuck our toes under, and we're going to look to straighten our legs and almost kind of find a V position here, an upside down V position. And this time, as we shift forward into plank. Eye gaze goes a lot further than just in line with our hands. And then we shift on the inhale back to our inverted V. So we exhale, pull forward, whether you're modified or full. Inhale, drop back in space. And we're going to do 3 more of these. Feel free to rest sooner if the wrists become a problem for you. Inhale, drop it back in space. Exhale, shifting the weight forward past the hands, lowering the hips. Breathing in. And pull it through. Last one. Inverted V. And as we pull it through here, we're going to stay in the plank for 3 breaths. Really pressing into all of the fingertips onto the earth. Weight back into your heels as well. Taking another breath. And if you choose to want to stay up there longer, stay up there longer. Otherwise, rest your knees. Drop your bum back to your heel. Bring your hands to your ankles and just allow the blood to flow back into the hands. Taking an inhale breath, otherwise you can stay in that plank and just bypass this little rest part if you want. And then from there, come out of plank and we'll come to a seated position. We're going to take our band again. So we pop the band around the soles of the feet, and we want to get our band quite wide here. So you've got your heels pressed down into the earth. We're holding on to the ends of the band. The elbows are tight in by your sides. And then we're going to round our back like we often do. So we roll back and inhale. And then we exhale, come forward. So we're using the band tonight almost as assistance to lift ourselves up. So inhale as you roll, and then exhale as you come forward. And then what I'm going to encourage you to do is, as you start to roll back, go back a little bit further each time. So you're breathing in, and then exhale, lengthening up, and then focusing on the tall spine as you lengthen up. So we breathe in to round, And then exhale to come nice and tall. Going back a little bit further each time and lengthen up. If you go back to the point just before your shoulder blades touch the floor, there'll be a bit more challenge. If you allow the shoulders to touch the floor, there's a rest moment there. So you kind of reduce the intensity by half by touching the shoulder blades off the floor. So just kind of come back to just before the shoulders touch the mat for more challenge. So we're breathing in as we roll it down, and then we exhale as we lift up. You can continue with that movement if you're happy there. If you want more challenge, roll back and stay in this position. We can reach the arms out into a V shape, which gives us more challenge again. It's really working on stability of shoulder joint. Holding the C curve is the core working here. So we're breathing for another 5 breaths. 5, so I'm working into the resistance of the band here, but I'm not moving once I get into that space. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release the tension of the band and lengthen the spine nice and tall. Brilliant, good work. Okay, from there, keep your feet in the band, but roll yourself down onto the mat and almost simultaneously bring the legs back into tabletop. Pin the elbows down by your side, and obviously if you don't have a band, you're going to just do this without the band. We're going to take our heels together and our toes apart. So it's like you're creating a V shape with the feet in the band. And then from there, we're going to press the legs out long, and we're going to pull the inner thighs together as we press the legs out long. And then as we return, the knees are coming into like a diamond position. So we're pressing out long on an exhale, and then inhale, come back to center. So you can have the band in the middle, the heels together, toes apart, and then press out the inner thighs, come together, and then as you return, the knees come out to the side. So it's an exhale to lengthen, and an inhale back to start. So really activating the inner thigh muscles, allowing the external hip muscles to also work as we draw the knees to center, but keep them open. That gets our external hip rotators working. So we're just really creating some balance and equilibrium through the hips here with this exercise. Let's go for another 5. If you don't have the band, it looks the same. We just press out and come back to center. And 4 and center. 3, 2, and last one, press it out, and then draw back to center. Great. Okay, lengthen the legs nice and long now. You could use a scarf, no, not really, actually, no scarf, just band. So 2 legs straight, and if you don't have the band, just legs on their own. So we're going to take an inhale breath. Now, my elbows are pinned to the side, so I'm holding on to my band. I'm going to lower my legs, and as I lower my legs are pressing out against the band. So my band is giving me a certain amount of support from my low back as I press out. Go to where you feel that your core is working. So here my core is really working, and then I come back to the center. The center is where you can maintain neutral. So if you go way up here, but you feel like your bum is lifting and your back is pressing into the mat, that's not the center. So you got to shift and find the position where you've got that blueberry. And this is where the band does help you in this instance. If you don't have a band, I'd suggest taking one leg in the air and then lowering that leg till you feel that your tummy works, and then coming back to center. And if you're thinking, Tara, that's super easy, that's not doing anything for me, take the other leg but leave it in tabletop, and then lower the leg, and you'll feel that the core is going to start working for you there if you don't have a band. But our main focus in either exercise, band or no band, is that we can maintain the neutral position of the lumbar spine by virtue of our core engaging against the weight of our moving leg, whether we have a band or not. So if you're working without a band, you can do one more and then switch to the other side. And then with our band, we're going to do another 5 here. So we exhale, lower to the point of challenge. And then we inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lower. And back to center. And you should feel a nice bit of heat being built up into the body now. Let's go for 2 more. And back up. And 1 more, press it down. And drawing back up. Brilliant. Okay, popping your band. You can get rid of your band. You don't need that now. Take your feet down one by one. Draw your heels a little bit closer to your thighs than you normally would have them. And we're going to go into a bridge position. So our hands are down by our side. We're going to roll the low back to the mat and then just slowly peel the spine up, but create a little bit of a flow to it. Breathe in on the top and then flow back down. Notice the weight of the pelvis shifting forward. Let's just do this actually in a 2 breath pattern. So we're going to exhale, peel up. Inhale, float down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, roll. Exhale, flying high with the hips. Inhale, sinking low with the hips. And rolling down. Lifting high, pressing the feet into the floor, sinking the body down. Noticing as we lift up that we're taking that weight away from the floor as we lift. And then as we lower down, we're creating that reconnection to the floor. We're going to do 2 more. Lift and rise. Lower it down. And last one, lift to rise. And lowering back down into the floor. Draw your knees to your chest, hug your knees in. Take gentle little circles. I know we're coming up on 1:15 now, so I'm going to do just about 5 minutes of breath work because it's a little bit late signing in the Zoom, guys. So we'll circle around the other direction. And then slowly bring your feet to the floor. So I'm going to give you a couple of options for your relaxation. If you have a yoga block or a thick block like this, you could take that underneath the base of the pelvis. That can be really nice to just feel the weight distributing down into that base of support. If you have a roller, you can take the roller and lengthen it along the mat like that, and then lie down on the roller. And maybe if you happen to have not done the class, but maybe you might be just looking at Facebook now and you see this part, then I invite you to join us for this, because this is perfect even just by itself. So you can be lying on the roller, and then if you don't have either of those things, just lie on your back. I suggested a blanket earlier, so if you have a blanket, pop the blanket over your body. So even if you're in a warm space, as we're relaxing and breathing in and out, what's happening is our neuromuscular system is detoning, so it's kind of reducing and relaxing, and our body temperature also starts to reduce as well. So a blanket can be a really nice way to enhance your relaxation as well. So you can be lying down here, you can have your knees bent if that supports your back further. So from here, I just invite you to close your eyes down. Maybe if you want to put on a little bit of music, relaxation music, you could do that as well. And then let's just notice the weight of our head on the mat. So we'll just bring our attention to that space as we take just normal breaths in and out, observing if maybe the right side of the head feels heavier than the left side. Do you feel that you've got even contact of the back of the head resting against the floor? And then just start to notice the muscles in the jaw. Really try and relax the jaw area. Maybe think about the skin on the face softening, the eyelids lightly closing. And you might notice that naturally now your duration of breath has started to slow down and maybe deepen into the lower belly. Take a couple of breaths, just focusing on all those points, really surrendering into the floor. And on your next exhale, start to bring your awareness to the shoulder blades, feeling the width of each shoulder blade resting on the earth. And again, maybe notice if one shoulder blade is flatter than the other. See if you can maybe distribute weight more into one side that doesn't seem to be taking any weight, or maybe adjust the arms and see if that can create a little bit more equilibrium between both shoulder blades. And use that exhale to surrender into that space at the back of the shoulders. Noticing the collarbones wide, the breastbone nice and soft in the front body. That internal dance as the ribs elevate on the inhale and soften on the exhale. Noticing the weight at the back of the pelvis, the back of the thighs, calves and heel. Maybe soles of feet if your knees are bent. And then really start to focus the attention on the inhale, on the expansion, and the exhale on the surrender. Surrendering into all those points of contact. Surrendering into all the support you have, not only on your mat right here now, but also in your own life, people around you. Surrendering into the gratitude you have for being able to take yourself to the mat tonight. And for anything else that's coming up into the mind. And we're going to take 5 more deep breaths in. Really letting go on each exhale. Taking 2 more breaths in and out. And last breath, breathing in. And releasing out. Slowly you start to create some movement into the fingers, hands, maybe feet. Just bring your breath back to a normal breath cycle, so you're no longer deeply inhaling and exhaling, just normal breaths without any effort. And then from there, slowly bend your knees if your knees aren't bent. Lift your hips if you were lying on a block. Roll off your roller if you're on a roller. And then just turn yourself onto your side. Gently flicker open your eyes to look down at the floor. And then slowly lift your eye gaze to take in your surrounds around you.